It's the 2019 Reddit MMA Awards, and here's your host, Tommy Toehold. What's up, fight fans? I'm the Dick Halloran of Mixed Martial Arts, Tommy Toehold, and welcome to the 2019 Reddit MMA Awards. The MMA Awards that hold the most weight. You guys are the fucking Oscars of fighting as far as I'm concerned. There are nearly 1 million members of r/MMA. What other MMA entity has 1 million members? Or 1 million anything? This sport can't even draw anymore without ridiculous bullshit. We're literally a year away from Logan Paul versus Conor McGregor for the bobsfurniture.com belt. But this subreddit is stronger than ever, so when a fighter wins here, it's a big fucking deal. But you're not here to listen to me, so let's get right into these awards. Hit 'em, Goldie. Breakout Fighter. She won a world title out of fucking nowhere, and he won 3 fights on 3 pay-per-views with 3 first-round finishes, proving that Edmund Tarverdyan is a fucking genius. With 87.4 and 30.2% of your votes respectively, they are your Breakout Fighters of the Year, Zhang Wei Li and Edmund Shabazian. Thank you so much for this award. Head movement, motherfuckers. If you don't got it, I'm knocking you out. The guy who won this last year is the middleweight champion this year, so Izzy, watch your back. You wanna, Tanima? Coach of the Year. He loves hats, drives a 1988 Honda Civic because he doesn't give a fuck, and helped 2 fighters win world championships last year. He is your Coach of the Year 2019 straight out of Auckland, Eugene Behrman. Wow, this is pretty cool. Thank you for that. I do love hats. Lots of good stuff coming up from City Kickboxing this year. And, yeah, hats. Quote of the Year. You know, when My Balls Was Hot won this category last year, I honestly didn't think anything more ridiculous could top it, and yet here we are. This quote beat out Super Necessary, by the way. And it is, of course, the only PED I done was the Viagra pill I took to absolutely monster your ma, you silly little muppet. With 24.6% of your vote, the quote of the year goes to Darren Till. All your moms could get it, I don't fucking care. Don't come at me on social media, I'll devil you like I did your mom's axe wound. I don't fucking care. Did he just say axe wound? Holy shit. I mean, Image of the Year. This year's image features Tony Ferguson just like last year's image, but it's not him covered in blood kicking ass. It's him and Donald Cerrone being a couple of bad motherfuckers in a locker room dehydrating their bodies to near death just to earn the right to get locked in a cage and maim each other for the entertainment of a crowd who will turn on them the second they hold a clench too long and send them memes of their unconscious bodies after their losses. MMA, am I right? This year's winning photographer is Eric Coleman. Congrats, Eric! Most what the fuck moment. His entire existence in the sport has been one giant what the fuck moment so far, and he somehow did something we've never seen and never will see again. The guy in the jacket said it was cool though, so fuck it. With 23.3% of your vote, this year's most what the fuck moment goes to Greg Hardy for taking a hit from his inhaler mid-fight. Look at me, only 8 fights into my career and I'm winning awards. Probably be the greatest heavyweight champion by next year. Believe me when I say this though, my best what the fuck moments are yet to come. Thank you. The Eureka Award. The Eureka Award for Best Meme or Photoshop of 2019. Your winner, which I think I can show without getting copyright claimed, represents more talent and effort than I put into the entirety of Triple THS. To be honest with you, it's more than I'm capable of by a huge margin. I can barely animate mouths moving up and down on static images. The Eureka goes to Ray Rod. Congrats, Mr. Rod. The Tragically English Spinning Shit Award. Our next winner is the kind of guy who would spam spinning back elbows against Donald Cerrone with zero regard for his safety like he's playing fucking EA UFC. With 33.4% of your vote, the Tragically English Spinning Shit Award goes to Tony Ferguson. Thanks, Reddit. You guys are cool like pizza rolls that have been sitting on the kitchen counter too long. You know why I'm wearing green tonight? Because I'm the Riddler. And your ass has just got asked a question. Who's your favorite Batman villain? You want to know mine? I bet you think it's the Riddler. Ha! It's Clayface. Best Rivalry. These two had an absolute banger in 2019, and that was just in the buffet line at the Palms. Their actual fight was pretty good too. With 41.9% of your vote, the best rivalry goes to Kamaru Usman and Colby Covington. Reddit, you're a dump. You guys are a bunch of dorks. Mark Goddard, if I see you on the streets, I'm throwing that boomerang Fabricio Verdum gave me. 50 Cent box me. You're welcome, everybody. Best non-UFC event. Nobody does New Year's Eve like whatever version of Pride is currently in existence, and your winning event saw 3 title fights, a one-night GP, and was cross-promoted with Bellator. The only thing it was missing was Fedor versus Zulazinho 2. The best non-UFC event of 2019 is Ryzen 20. Hey, thanks guys. Saki Kabara couldn't travel here today because of his alleged ties to organized crime, but I can assure you that going forward there's going to be more crossover events. We're going to do cross-promotional shows this year with Ryzen, 1, Pancrase, WWE, AEW, the NHL, Warner Brothers, YouTube, E-Bombs World. If you have someone who will bring in viewers, I have a guy from a meatpacking plant that'll fight him. Thank you. Best UFC event. The UFC event of 2019 had one of the best fights of the year that ended in spectacular fashion, 3 championship bouts, Mike Perry's crazy ass, and it even had Matt motherfucking Brown back in form. I am of course talking about UFC 245.
Wow, we won again. Who'd have thunk that, you fucking clown shoes? Where's Tony Ferguson? Is he still here? I got a baseball bat that wants to have a conversation with his knee. I'm just kidding, I totally want that fight to take place. Connor can wait. I'm sure nothing will happen to the biggest fight ever if we don't do it immediately. Thanks for the award. Later, Goop. Seriously, Tony Ferguson, where are you?
Best submission. He pulled off only the second twister in UFC history, so who the hell do you think won this award? With 57.8% of your vote, submission of the year goes to Bryce Mitchell's twister. You know, my twister was pretty cool, but it could have used a little bit of camo. And by a little bit, I mean a lot of camo. This award show is cool, but it'd be a lot cooler if everything was camo. My tuxedo's camo. Man, I just want to eat a big old hamburger one day, but it's camo. Best knockout. It's taking me longer to say this than it took our winner to do it. You already know now, come on. With 73% of your vote, the knockout of the year is Jorge Masvidal's flying knee. I don't do violence for awards. I baptized a dude talking mad shit like that for fun, but thank you, I appreciate it. The Resurrection Season 2 almost started right before the Super Bowl. It's over for Usman. Call the Undertaker and size him up for a pine box. I should have won Best Quote though, fuck you guys. Worst fight of the year. I usually feel really bad about giving this award out. I mean, don't get me wrong, fights can suck. It just blows having to point it out to 2 fighters who'd probably rather forget it, which is why I love this year's winner, because this wasn't even really a fight. Hell, there was more of a fight in the hotel afterwards. Your worst fight of 2019 was Yair Rodriguez versus Jeremy Stephens 1. I would apologize for this one, but it's Jeremy's fault for pretending to be hurt. Hey asshole, you're the one that fucking clawed at my eye like a fucking 6-year-old. My fucking eye wouldn't open up, it was too embarrassed by what you did. Hardest hitting 145 in a division. Not him that fucking move. Hey guys, come on now, don't fucking touch me, bitch! Best round/fight. It just so happens that the best round of the year also took place during the best fight, so we're just gonna pair them together to save time. This one was fucking bonkers from the start to the finish, but especially in the 5th, your round of the year and fight of the year, with 44.6 and 59.8% of your vote respectively, Israel Adesanya versus Kelvin Gastelum. So much blood. Yeah, that was a violent fight. Pain, very intense pain. And swelling, and yeah, awful experience for everybody. Fighter of the Year. It's time for the big one, your Fighter of the Year. She took 65.5% of your vote after defending her title twice in 2019, extending her winning streak to 10, and taking just about every record there is to have. And he defeated a legend, had the Fight of the Year, and then dethroned a champion who survived 10 rounds with Yoel Romero to earn 51.4% of your vote. Your Fighters of the Year are Amanda Nunes and Israel Adesanya.
Thank you guys so much. If you know of any bantamweights or featherweights I haven't seen yet, they're really good. Please call Dana White. I think I might have beat everybody.
Last year when I was up here for Breakout Fighter, I told you this year I was going to be Fighter of the Year, and you didn't believe me. Next year I'm going to win Best Fighter and fight again, Best Non-UFC Event, and then I'm going to go back in time and win Best Breakout Fighter again. Just watch. And that's the 2019 Reddit MMA Awards. Congratulations to all the winners. Thank you so much for asking me to do this again, even though year after year I become increasingly irrelevant in the MMA community. Hit us with those life-saving Patreon shoutouts, Nate. Good night, everybody. Hey, real quick shout out to all the homies keeping the Overlook up and running. Johan Peterson for trimming the hedge maze. Jason Pittman for tending the bar at the Gold Room. Jacob Theta for stocking up the kitchen with all that canned food. Duke Bourbon for having the shine. Lee Bishop for repairing all the doors that have been axed. Steven Swan for towing Stephen King's red VW Beetle. Jeremy Duthing for shooting those badass overhead shots on the drive there. Christopher Lepresti for installing the impossible window in the manager's office. Clint Boyd for picking out the hexagon carpet on the 2nd floor. Eric Marcotte for installing that lock on the pantry. Nick for making sure room 237's doors open. Ted Voltman for conducting the Gold Room band. Johnny Johnson for cleaning up the elevators. Tanya S for throwing the fuck out of a ball at the wall. Ivan Zavarzin for holding shit down since 1909. Giancarlos Caballero for leaving the red book on the manager's desk. Keith Parker for not riding his big wheel in the halls. Tebow 82 for being able to run the maze in less than 5 minutes. Bert Stapelkovich for stocking the pantry up with symbolism. Ryder Wright for not reading into every little detail in the background. Lawrence Ward for not yelling at Shelley Duvall too much. Shecky Palermo for not spilling anything on Jack at the party. Ted Sadler for preferring a croquet mallet to an axe. Nicole P for helping compose the scary score. Bernie Musatelli for nailing the Kubrick stare. James Absolute Savage for listening to his imaginary friend Tony. Hardjock Jackpaw for rolling the ball to Danny. Danny Aiello Jr. for walking backwards through his snow prints. Guillermo Lizarraga for being at the July 4th, 1921 party, Vincent Vega for always being the caretaker, Robert Lee Bagley for having 220s and 210s in his pocket till April, Lou Velvet for keeping the snowcat fueled up, Charlie Rock 129 for making sure nobody cut the wires on the radio, Jacob Green for liking his ice cream doc, Alex Winningham for not having horrible nightmares, Nick Roma for writing backwards on doors, Brennan and Shayna McGrogan for watching The Overlook until May with no incident, Lucky McKay for not giving Jack the bat, William Macon for not interrupting whether he hears typing or he doesn't hear typing, Jason McKee for liking the Stephen King miniseries better, Paul Ham for not getting cabin fever over the winter, David Marco for being the best bartender from Timbuktu to Portland, Maine, or Portland, Oregon for that matter, Handmade Sauce for telling Stanley Kubrick to change the ending, Risk 2 for heading down a Sidewinder, and Lee Downs because all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. This entire video was a low-key tribute to The Shining, even though it doesn't make any fucking sense, whatever motherfucker would.